for the manga. This is the first anime I have to wait till the manga keeps on going. I know, like, My Hero Academia has its manga already, but here's the thing. Once I saw the trailer for My Hero Academia Season 3, holy crap, that looks good. So I'm not gonna go waste my time in the manga and get myself spoiled. I love that animation. Class 1A versus Class 1B, I'm gonna love doing that what if. Let's get into this. So, the four most damaged and probably only damaged people are Christian, Boruto, and Naruto, and Sasuke. Sasuke because his freaking Rinnegan was destroyed. Actually, you know what? Sasuke can still stand up and move. Sasuke's perfectly fine. Just his Rinnegan's gone. Rip Sasuke's Rinnegan. Christian is heavily damaged. Boruto's heavily damaged. Naruto just freaking unconscious from Ishiki stomping on his chest. Also having the QB, also having Kurama die. And I'll explain how they're hurt. Naruto was just hurt because, well, he got stomped on by Ishiki, and what I mean stomped, I don't mean like just the stomping on his chest. Like, he got stomped the entire fight until they activate Baryon mode. Christian, because, well, his fight with Borushiki and his Chidori's kept ripping up his skin, and also most of his bones are broken from Borushiki's attacks, since Borushiki got bigger, much bigger. You know, like, he got bigger like the size of him when he was in the Boruto movie. Like, he got major injury. And Boruto, because of all the attacks he got hit from Christian, from all the attacks he got. He got hit with a Chidori, a max-powered Muda, a skeleton Susanoo punch from Christian's arm, got blasted back, hit with multiple Chidoris and fireball jutsus. Akidin. He got hit with Akidin. I'm pretty sure Boruto's gonna be out for a while. So I'm gonna give Christian a different mentor, and I'm also gonna give him something else. You see, Boruto's already got Sasuke, and Sarada's got Sasuke. I would give Christian to Sasuke as well, but that doesn't make sense. Because, like, I don't want Sasuke to have overwhelming students. I want Christian to have a different mentor. But then something happens to Christian. While he's sleeping and Sakura is watching them because she healed them, a little tree starts to grow in Christian's hand. She says, "What the?" And then the tree finishes and it reaches the roof. She says, "I have to cut that tree or else it's gonna break his hand from all the pressure it's on." But when Sakura's about to move, she can't move for some reason. And she says that she wrapped up in the wood strangle jutsu, in the silent strangle jutsu. Christian finally wakes up and releases the jutsu, going, "What the heck?" He goes, "Oh, what happened? I don't feel well." Sakura runs up and hugs him, saying, "Are you alright?" He goes, "I don't think so." She says, even when you just wake up from terrible injuries, you can still act like an idiot." He goes, "Okay, whatever." "Well, I'm perfectly fine, so I'm gonna get up." He says, "Wait, what? You literally still have to recover." He says, "But I'm perfectly fine. I can literally move. I can slam my arm into a wall and I'd be perfectly fine." He says, "Are you okay?" He goes, "No, I'm not okay mentally. I've been trapped in a genjutsu for 3 days since I fell asleep after defeating Borushiki." He says, "Who's Borushiki?" Christian says, "That's what I call the fusion between Boruto and Momoshiki." She says, "Momoshiki is that guy that attacked the Leaf Village during the Chunin exams, right?" Christian says, "Yep." She says, "Wow." He gets up and says, "But I'm perfectly fine." She says, then she tests him for a test to see if he's actually okay in the mind and actual body. She takes an X-ray and sees that all of his broken bones that she didn't even heal yet are perfectly, like, are all put back together. She says, how is that even possible? Kristen's scratching his hair, scratching his head, going, I don't know. He says, but then she says, here, take a piece of paper. He says, huh? What the hell is this supposed to do? She says, just do it. And he goes, fine. He puts it in two of his fingers, and then one side burns, the other side grows a tree, grows a little plant. Another side grows water. Just has water, turns wet. Another side shrivels up, actually. She says, last time you did it, you only had 3 elements. I think you have the wood element. He goes, I wanted purple lightning. Pretend like I said all of that. He doesn't have wood style. No, he does. No, he doesn't. He's gonna have a secret other element. But no, when he does, the paper, one side freezes. She says, why did it freeze? How do you have an ice element? Christian says, I don't know. She says, wait a minute, I'm hallucinating. She says, slap me in the face. He goes, no. She says, I'll do it to myself then. He says, okay, I'll slap you. He goes, she goes, oh, I guess it was just an illusion. It's not there. Christian says, what the actual hell? She says, hey, watch your mouth. He goes, She says, well, I'm gonna leave now. He gets on his clothes and walks out. But then he looks and says, oh, these clothes are ripped to shreds. Yeah, I gotta get new ones. I'm gonna go to the clothes store now. It puts on one of his younger outfits that are kind of short on him, but he can still wear them. He walks to the store and buys brand new clothes and brand new shinobi boots and goes, yeah. And he finally got a brand new outfit. I want to say it's like Shisui. Then he says, but then something hits his head and he gets knocked out. He goes, "Blah." He says, what the heck was that? And finds that there's a giant scroll on his head. He goes, then he looks at the title and it says Scroll of Sealing. He goes, crap, I'm gonna get in trouble, I better go. Then body flickers. Then looks at the scrolls and says, this must be a scroll of jutsu. He learns all of them in a day. Naruto reports that the scroll of sealing has been stolen. And she sends out all the Genin / Shikadai and Sarada Chunin out there to go find it. And then he checks the security cameras of all stores and sees that Christian stole it. He says, go find him. He says, why would he steal it? Christian has already learned every single jutsu until the final jutsu called reanimation. Inorganic reanimation. Okay, no, it's just reanimation. He learns it, and it said in the description of the jutsu says, it can revive anyone that you had the body of, and gives them infinite regeneration, but you do need bodies of the sacrifices to do it. Christian says, I can use one of the 22 Nin to do it. Christian says, Then Sarada, then all of them find him and say, give back the scroll of sealing. He goes, I'm trying to learn jutsu here. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna go now. Bye-bye. Naruto's Naruto's not awake. That was Sasuke that sent out the alert. Sasuke's about to neck chop him, but Christian body flickers out saying, see ya, suckers! But they don't realize, and then he plops it in there and then jumps away. When they catch him, they say, where's the scroll of sealing? He says, where's the scroll of sealing? I don't know. I don't know where it is. I never even touched it. It's back where it's always where it used to be. They say, what are you talking about? He says, look at the Hokage office. It's there. I haven't touched it. Sasuke says, how would you know that it's there? Christian says, I was in there hiding in a box one... Okay, I'm kidding. Sorry, I just had to check something. I think I bit my tongue or something and it hurt. Oh, I guess it wasn't blood. Christian then leaves to go hunt some people down. He looks in his bingo book to see which rogue shinobi he can kill. Then he finds a rogue shinobi and cuts their heads off. Well, actually doesn't cut their head off. And knocks them out. Then puts them in a reanimation seal thingy and puts them underground. And he has to decide who he wants to revive, so he puts a random name in that he knows that I won't say. Then he gets 3 more rogue ninja and puts them in, going perfect. Then he goes out to a deep forest in the leaf going, and Sasuke's walking up to see what he's doing. Christian goes, summoning jutsu, reanimation, and summons 3 coffins. Out come Itachi, Uchiha, Shisui, Uchiha, because somehow Christian found his body. In Jiraiya, the Toad Sage. Christian senses Sasuke's character and goes, shoot, I'm caught. Christian said, Sasuke goes, what are you doing? He says, finding my master? He says, Naruto's knocked out. Christian says, And he says, Itachi? He says, you brought them back. He says, you idiot, why would you do that? They were dead for reasons. And he doesn't even want to finish the jutsu. Then Sasuke goes off on him, telling him how he's such an idiot for doing that. But then Sasuke puts his hand over his mouth saying, I said too much. Christian just runs away with the coffins, but Itachi and Shisui do awaken. And so does Jiraiya, and they walk up the coffin saying, what happened, and why are we here? And then he sees Sasuke sitting down, being sad. He says, Sasuke? He says, Sasuke doesn't answer as he's sitting down. Then Itachi walks up to him, and so does Shisui, and he says, what's wrong? Sasuke says that he's a bad father. He says, what happened? He says that Sasuke says how his son stole the scroll ceiling, read jutsus from it, and got the reanimation jutsu, hunted down 3 bad shinobi, killed them, and turned them into you guys. And then I yelled at him a lot too much. I did call him an idiot multiple times. He said, Itachi facepalm saying, idiot, you're not supposed to do that. You can't just yell at him like that, telling him that he's an idiot. He has feelings too. Just like you. He says, and did he even get to tell you his reasoning for this? He says, Sasuke puts his head down even more, saying, no. I yelled at him instantly. He says, with Christian running away going, of course he'd, like, thank me for that. I was just trying to get myself a new mentor, because no one else could train me anymore. My master's almost is unconscious for so long. As tears stream down his face, and so he says, why? As he runs away. Sasuke tries chasing after him, saying, stop, don't run, but he's running too fast. Sasuke jumps in front of him, saying, stop! Then he says, shut up and leave me alone. Then he runs away, body flickering. I'm sorry, does that say Ronin? Like broken Ronin? Ronin. Ayy. I'm kidding. Then Sasuke heads back to Leaf. Kinda sad. Very sad, actually. And then he sits down in his house with Sakura there as well. She says, what's wrong? What's wrong, honey? He says, I've made a big mistake. He says, did something bad happen to Leaf? He says, no, something worse. He says, what's wrong? She says, I went off on Christian and now he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. And now he won't even look at me. He says, what happened? Explain, while she gets tea out and biscuits. And he explains how when Christian did take the scroll ceiling and he did learn the reanimation jutsu, he brought back Itachi, Shisui, and Jiraiya. He goes, that was a bit of an overreaction. He says, did you call him an idiot and stupid? He says, much worse, but yes. She says, now that's a terrible move. I'm pretty sure you just ruined him. Broke his heart and broke his confidence and basically destroyed his feelings. He says, I know I did. And that is the worst thing I've ever done. As Christian's running, he encounters 5 S-rank ninja that he's trying to fight off, but he can't. He goes to kick one in the face, but then they stab him in the arm. He goes, damn it! I don't have time for this. He says, then he gets punched in the face by another one. These guys are like a bandit team that are S-rank. Then he gets kicked in the face by another one. He holds back his tears because of how sad he is already, and not wanting to add more. Then one of the bandits say, oh, are you gonna cry, little baby? He goes, Then he gets angry and stabs them all. Stabs one, killing them, then breaking their head, then cutting their head off, then going to another one, cutting their head off, then cutting the rest of their heads off. Putting them in black rods, aka just grabbing sticks and slamming their heads into them, because he decapitated them and places them for a sign, in case anyone ever wants to find them. And then he runs away, even farther. Itachi, Sasuke, and Shisui have to try and find him. Because, well, yeah, if he goes too far out of the barrier, out of the border of the Leaf, then he's called a rogue ninja. A day later, when he's still running away and they're still trying to find him, he lights a campfire and just sits there going, Then he goes, stupid everything. Stupid this, stupid that, stupid everyone! As he yells out. And then he goes to fish. He catches tons of fish, about 5 fish, and cooks them all and eats them. He goes, Then in the morning when he wakes up, Itachi and Chisui and Sasuke are still looking for him. Christian goes to dive under while his clones start the kunais. When he goes under and catches a fish and he's about to go up, something holds on to his leg. He says in his head, shoot, I'm trapped! And he sees that tons of seaweed wrapped around his leg. He goes, the clones try and go under there, but then they poof somehow because of his chakra ran out. He goes, as he's unconscious now. Then Sasuke needs to find a Hyuga that can see far, so then he goes to the only Hyuga who could possibly do this, Hanabi. He says Hanabi, he needs her help since she has long-range vision. Hanabi says, what do you need? And she says that he said some awful things to his own son, and now he ran away, and and they can't find him. And he thinks that he ran out of the border. And she says, okay, I'll help, and then they run out to the Leaf Village border to try and find him. Then they run across a lake. Hanabi activates her Byakugan to see anywhere, and then she says, quick, we need to get something! He says, quickly, someone get in the water! They say, why? They say, because he's drowning! He's already unconscious right now, and he's just underwater, being held down by seaweed. Itachi's about to jump in, but Sasuke puts his hand out saying that this is his duty since he caused this, and then jumps in and carries him out. Hanabi says, poor thing, he was probably out here for so long. And who knows how long he was under water for. Sasuke, judging by this, I'm pretty sure he's been under there for about 3 hours. Itachi says that actually. He says, we need to get him to the hospital instantly. ASAP. When he walks in, they say, Mr. Uchiha, what can I do for you? What can we do for you? He says, can you take care of him, please? He was stuck underwater for 3 hours, and without any breathable equipment. He goes, right away. Then they take him, and then heal, and then trying to bring him back to consciousness, trying to take out all the water that is in his body, except for the one that he actually needs. So after that, he's finally, sadly, he's dead for now. Like, basically he's in a coma. The nurses say that he's in a coma he's gonna be in there for a couple of weeks / months. Sasuke goes, this. When he gets home, he slams his fist against the wall saying, this is all my fault. If I never yelled at him, then he wouldn't have ran away. If he never ran away, then he wouldn't have drowned. Then she says, Sasuke, have you found him? He says, yes, but he's in a coma for about a month. Not good. Not at all. She says, what happened to him? Sasuke says that they went to go get Hanabi to look for him with her Byakugan because they can't find him. And then she found him underwater probably there for 3 hours. Then she says, where's Sarada? Sasuke says, I think she's up in her room, just sleeping. Or sitting there. Or on her computer, since they do have the day off today. But then they get an alert on the news. saying that some reason patients in hospitals keep dying for some reason. What the? Is someone in this bush? Yes, there is. There is actually someone in this bush. I got it. Okay, they're laying in the bush now? I think I'll go in the bush now, because the bush seems comfortable. Laying down. There we go, he's perfectly fine now. Okay, that's not gonna work either. Brother, now he's gonna really sleep. There we go, so let's talk about this. So sadly, then Sakura says, Sasuke, we have to get him out of the hospital or else that guy's or whoever's causing this is gonna kill him. Sasuke rushes in there and sees the culprit right about to punch his throat, so then he doesn't stop, so he stops breathing. Then Sasuke kills him instantly, then brings him to, well, actually knocks him out and brings him to the Leaf Police Force, and they interrogate him, asking him why he's doing this, and blah blah blah. They're lucky that he was saved. Now they have to put him in the room, in his actual house. Oh yeah, and since he's knocked out, he's also just sleeping on the couch basically with a blanket wrapped around him and a pillow. He's also got fucking hypothermia while in a coma. Every one of his friends visits every day. After that month is over, he finally awakens. But then when he awakens every day, he throws up water because of how much water got into his system. He goes... Then when it's done... Alright, that's it actually for this.